Whenever you have a component to add to your project or to your component library, you want to make sure you have as many models of the component as possible. I'm talking about simulation models. You have IBIS models, SPICE models, S parameter models, and of course the CAD library models. So in this video, I'll show you how to get your component, make sure you have all of your models for it, and to add it to your Altium 365 workspace in the cloud. Okay, so let's get the manufacturer part number for this part. We have this device here. This is a 6-channel ESD protection diode for USB, HDMI, and high-speed interfaces. This is important for protecting your high-speed devices and chips, okay? And you go to the manufacturer's website, that is Texas Instruments in this case, then go to Altium Designer and then see if it's available in the manufacturer part search. Then you would paste that manufacturer part number and see what pulls up. Now, luckily, we do have the CAD models for this device. So I'm going to right click and save to my workspace. Then we'll put this in, this is a protection circuit, protection diodes. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now, before it gets added to the workspace, it wants us to do certain things like what is the diode type, transient voltage suppressor, what is the max and min breakdown voltage, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you have an opportunity to add these items, these features to, well, these pieces of information and make them visible, okay, or not. It's up to you. Then you go ahead and click OK. Now on this interface, you'll see the component information, the default schematic symbol. There's usually only one. Then it has multiple footprints a lot of times for least, most, and nominal PCB density. This is an IPC class related thing. Okay, if you want to know about PCB density and designing for that, you can add component data sheets to this, links, parameters, and any other information you want. And here you can add simulation items. So to add that, you would go into your manufacturer part number information here, and then you could look at technical documentation, design and development. Design and development is where you want to go for this website. All right, then you could look at design tools and simulation. Now we have an IBIS model here, S parameter model here. I'm going to go ahead and download the IBIS model and download the S parameter model. Now since you have that, I'm going to select SLVM, right? What I normally like to do is to rename this with the original file name so that it's easy to find on the manufacturer's website, and with the manufacturer part number with an underscore, so I know I can search for using both methods. Then I extract all to some folder. Typically you'd want to send like a dedicated simulation models folder, but it's okay. I'm just gonna make a shortcut here and put these files in here. And this is the IBIS model. This is what you want for your your high-speed digital design. Now what you do is you could click on your drop down and then choose an existing file, and then you would go into your components, models, and then you have your options for your simulation models. Okay, and that's how you would do that. Now to make your simulation models available, you would need to import like the SPICE model or something, but that's the process for how you would download those. Oh, and if you want to add additional footprints, you can do that as well. If you want to modify any of these footprints, you can also do that by clicking on this pencil key. What I really like about this is I don't have to do all of this locally or just locally. It's managed in the cloud, and anything I change on the cloud gets updated for everyone else as well. I can also set the default footprint, and that's why I like Altium, because you can set the footprint for multiple footprints for one device without a bunch of hassle. If I'm not sure, or if I forget the availability of a component, I can look down in the lower left section or click on the link that takes me directly to the manufacturer's website using the power of Octopart, that interface. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and look for the short description using DigiKey. I like using DigiKey's short description. So I'll search for my product over here, and then we should get something like this. Here we go. So this is the short description I like using. Paste it for the name of the device. Now I can right click, save this, right click, close it. It's at this time it will ask you to save things to the server. And released new PVS protection diode bank, and there you go. Once that gets added to your workspace, okay, it'll let you know the process and how it's doing everything the component release. Once they get added to your workspace, it closes that window, and then you can look in panels and for your components and search for that name, right? TBS diode. And then if you need to, you could double click on it and then place it. Okay. You can edit things. You know, after you release the component, you don't have to just stick with that. You can navigate to it. You can edit it. Let's say you were to try to update this or something. Maybe there was a mistake somewhere or some issue, what have you, then you can go ahead. All right, if you're not using Altium Designer, you want to click on the link below that has a free trial to Altium Designer. And if you're not using Octopart to find your components, then you want to do that as well, because Octopart has everything all in one place, and you can find your component models a lot more quickly. That is the process you'd use to add a component to your Altium 365 workspace in just a few minutes. Literally 3, 4, 5 minutes, you're done with each of your components. This will turn your entire week into a single day. Thanks for watching.